Believe it or not, of all the soft plastic lures used on the Carolina rig, can you guess what is the most popular soft plastic lure? Well, if you said the lizard, you'd get an A+. Look at here. Ooh. Hit it right at the boat. Strong fish, boy. Strong fish. You got double hooked, didn't you? What are you thinking, huh? Thinking you want to go home? I'm gonna let you. Bye-bye. Okay, here's one about sight and sound. Would you not agree two of the most important factors in attracting a big bass are action and sound? In attracting a big bass, action and sound are paramount. Those two things are most important. First of all, smell and sound are important, but not nearly as important as sight. A bass may hear an offering, but he needs to see it to eat it, and action is the key. When fishing for really big bass, it's smart to curtail all noises that are abnormal to fish. Surprisingly, this includes many of those lures that shake, rattle, and roll. Sure, giant-sized bass will strike a noisy lure intentionally, simply because of its protective instinct. However, I honestly believe lures that make no noise and can be worked slowly, like plastic worms, tubes, lizards, grubs, crawfish, jigs, with plastic attractors, and creature baits are much more effective on huge bass. Lures that create no negative cues, like the ones mentioned, have less chance of rejection because the bass relies on what its eyes tell it, not what its eyes or ears relate. When I think back of the really big bass that I've been fortunate enough to catch, most have been caught on quiet, slow-moving baits. Bottom line is, you only have to fool their eyes. Remember, to catch a bass of a lifetime, use repeated casts and slow retrieves with lures that look and act very natural. Now here's a question a fella asked me recently. When it comes to fishing rods, are power and action the same? Well, not really. A rod's action refers to the amount of bend in the rod from the tip to the butt section. Now power describes the rod's overall stiffness or resistance to bend. It has nothing to do with action. We got him somewhere. Just full of grass. Oh, you're gonna make me come to the back. I don't want to hurt you. Nice. Okay. Toodaloo. Thank you. Got it on top. You through with yourself? I see. Come on back. You liked that, didn't you? Long old slanky baby. What do you look for in a good bait casting rod when you're on a fixed income? Well, when I look for one, I want a rod that's lightweight, sensitive, has good backbone. And when you think about it, I think most folks want the same. Plus, at a good price. And for a reel, one that's smooth, light, and has a good drag system, and is available in several models. Well, guess what? I've got one right here. The Bill Dance Special Edition. The rods are made of IM6 graphite, have D-ring guides, an EVA handle. They're super light and very sensitive. The reels have a drag system that are smooth as country butter and come with several of these Build-Ant Special Edition rods. They're really nice. Check them out at Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Come on to the boat, old boy. Strong. You can get back in that. Whoa. Oh, come on back here, pretty thing. Look at him like a bulldog in it. He's talking about a pretty fish. Get that one. That's a nice one. Got fat. Woo. Going home. I saw him come up there and hit it. I got a tiger by the tail, plain to see. Oh boy, fish is bigger than I thought he was. Look at that little crazy. You wanna play crazy? I'll play with you. Ooh, he's a nice little. Yeah, you want to play crazy? I'll play. Oh, look at yonder. I'll play right along with you. Hello. You wasn't far from throwing it out. That's a tough little dude right there. And healthy too. Look at that. Yes, you are. Get back out there. Crazy thing. Okay, now Bill, when it comes to spinning reels, is there one gear ratio to cover most fishing situations? Okay, now when it comes to gear ratios on a spinning reel, my choice is a 6.1 to 1. Now I believe this reel geared with this ratio covers most fishing situations. Now here's something that's very important. Gear ratios, well, they were the flip if the spool isn't filled to at least 80 to 90% of capacity. When it's not very full, it requires more revolutions of the handle to take up line. What's going on here? Well, your lure speed is going to be slower when you begin your retrieve after a long cast than it'll be when it gets near your rod tip. Bottom line is, no pun intended, your lure speed increases throughout the retrieve, even though your cranking action remains the same. This alone can have a major effect on your presentation and can be the deciding factor in success or failure. Hey, line size can also be a factor. Example, let's say you're using 10-pound test. The size of the spool or retrieve speed is not going to change much during the cast. However, if you're using 20-pound test or heavier, naturally the diameter is larger, so the spool size may be reduced in half on a long cast. Therefore, the retrieve speed increases as the lure approaches your rod tip. Another one coming right in behind it right there. Got it too. A better one too. Whoa, baby. Oh, come on back around here. Look at that big old head. Whoa, baby. Trying to get back in that moss. Whoa. Ah, strong. Get out of that grass. How fat he is. Woo! Let's go. Let's go bye-bye. You ready to go home? Well, like I said earlier, that's a good question. And we've answered some good ones today. Sorry we couldn't answer them all. Maybe next time. Until then, you catch one for me.
Now I've gone fishing with Bill Dance today.